I painted this chart exactly 3 weeks ago when Bitcoin was above $114,000 and everybody was preaching for a new all-time high. However, I knew that Bitcoin is going to go down. It is going to make a new bottom together with Ethereum and other altcoins, and from there, it is going to start pumping up. While everybody is bearish right now, I'm positioning myself for a very bullish October and November months thanks to the cycle indicators that you can see at the bottom of the screen. Now, today we're going to talk why Bitcoin is going to reach $135,000 in October and why I believe that the market will continue to pump up in November. If you want to follow along, you have to have access to these cycle indicators at the bottom of the screen. In order to get access, you go to strategymaster.substack.com or strategymaster.io. Here, I talk about cycles. I explain how cycles work, how you can predict further price action using cycles in a very accurate manner, how you can know when the bottom and when the local bottom is near. Now, in order to get access, you simply click this button right here. You subscribe for the free newsletter. You upgrade your subscription right here. By paying $49 per month or $490 per year, you get access to 6 premium TradingView indicators, including the cycle indicators and the buy and sell signals. In addition to this, you have the opportunity to communicate with me over the VIP Telegram channel. Once you do that, come back to the chart and put all the cycle indicators on the screen right here. Now, first of all, the first question is, how did I drew this blue line right here in the beginning of September? How did I know that Bitcoin is going to go to 105K area? I created videos about the 105K area 10 days ago and the first time about 3 weeks ago when Bitcoin was still going up and everybody was very bullish. However, if you follow my channel, you already know that Bitcoin is moving into 60-day cycles, and every 60 days we make a local bottom. From the local bottom, we start pumping up. Some of these pumps are more positive, like this one, which basically took 38 days of pure positive price action, except a couple of red candles. And here we actually just pump for 12 days before reversing to the downside. What is the difference and why we make this bottom at the 60-day cycle mark? Now, the reality is that every financial asset has cycles and it moves in a predictive pattern. Bitcoin cycles happen to be at the 60-day mark, and every 60 days we make a bottom. Now, we are going to reach this 60-day mark within the next 1 week. To answer the main question, I don't think that we reached the absolute bottom. I believe that we still have one more bearish leg down to the 105K area. If we reach this area, we are going to scare all the possible investors in the market. After touching this area, we're going to bounce hard and we're going to go up. How much up we're going to go and why do I believe that we're going to touch the 135K area? I simply use the Fibonacci tool, which I applied from the previous top, the current bottom. We can see that the 1.618 level is at exactly 135K area and the 2.618 is at 152K area. So these levels are very important for Bitcoin because we are going to face resistance there, and most probably we are going to reach both of them in this bull market. Now, looking at the cycle indicators, we can see one very clear action. If the 1 week and if the 2 week cycle indicators are moving down, the market is also moving down. This happens every single time. I will zoom out a little bit and I will show you the 2024 and the 2023 years. We can see that, hey, if we're moving down, right here, the market is also going down. Now, this also happened the previous year right here. You see the 2 week cycle indicator going down and the 1 week cycle indicator also having occasional pumps, but trending down. This is a trending down market, and this is the market that we're currently in. However, within the next 1 to maximum 2 weeks, we are going to reverse. That's why you have to be patient. You have to stay in the market and not leave the market, because once we start pumping, we're going to pump very hard. This is the third year of the bull market, and usually the third year is the most bullish one. That's where we do the real all-time high, where the retail is coming back, where all the institutions want to grab Bitcoin, and that's where we actually smash at one level after another level, and basically we don't have an opportunity to re-enter the market if we haven't re-entered at the bottom. That's why I want you to focus on these cycle indicators and get into the market whenever these cycle indicators are showing the bottom. This also applies to other assets like gold, Ethereum, stock market, but in this video we're only talking about Bitcoin. The 1 week cycle indicator is an important one because after it makes a bottom, it goes up for around a month, sometimes 1.5 months, and it makes a top. That's where the real money is made. Once the 1 week cycle indicator meets the 1 day indicator, it usually signals the local top, and that's where we want to sell. Now, what is going to happen in the next 2 weeks? We are going to make a bottom on the 1 week and on the 1 day. If you are watching this video right now on the 26th of September, you can see that we already made bottoms on those two levels. However, I'm not really sure if these bottoms going to hold, but it is definitely an amazing opportunity to enter the market right now. So if you're watching this video and it's 26th, 27th of September and the price hasn't already increased, it is a time to enter into a spot position. We are currently in this bearish period, and I still expect this bearish period to last for at least 1 week. We have to give time for the 3-day cycle indicator to reset it fully, or at least reset it up until certain levels like 35, 25 to start pumping back again. However, I want you to know that we are very close to the bottom. We are going to pump, and if you're holding any positions, it's not the time to close them. It's time to open new positions and stay in the market. As I mentioned before, we are in the last year of the bull market, which means that whenever this 1-week cycle indicator gonna go up and reach the top, this top will be the ultimate top of the market. That's where you want to get rid of all your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and altcoins, and that's where we are going to sell everything. Whenever you're entering a crypto market, you have to look at two things. First, what Bitcoin is doing. It doesn't matter whether you're buying altcoins, Ethereum, or Bitcoin, you have to wait for the 60-day cycle bottom. Once 60-day cycle bottom is there, you have to take a look at the cycle indicators. Are at least two of these cycle indicators below 20? In this situation, we had the 1-day and the 3-day cycle indicators below 20. Also, we were supported by the growing 2-week cycle, which showed that the trend for Bitcoin is positive. Yes, the 1-week cycle was misleading right here. However, having two indicators plus a growing 2-week cycle indicator, we could actually enter into the market and waited at least until the top of the 3-day cycle. The 3-day cycle made a top. Basically, we already made a lot of money. Now, if you haven't sold there, it's totally fine, because remember, you have to wait for the 1-week cycle top. You waited for the 1-week cycle top and the market was still bullish. Once the cycle reverses the downside, that's where the negativity comes. That's where bearish narrative controls the market. Knowing that these cycles repeat over and over again, knowing that the 1-week cycle is going to start pumping, knowing that the 2-week cycle is going to reverse to the upside within the next few weeks, you want to start buying and you want to be in the market. If you enter into a Bitcoin position right now, whether it's spot or leverage, you are already making a 23% gain within 1 or 1.5 months. And in case we go to a very bullish market, which I also expect to happen in November, you will make more than 39, almost 40%. If you apply leverage, let's say a 2x leverage, you almost doubling your capital. This is the moment to be in the market, and this is the moment to take these difficult decisions right now. Get in the market together with me. Watch my next videos. It means subscribe to my channel where I talk about $5,000 Ethereum, where I talk about $150,000 Bitcoin, and subscribe to Strategy Master. Get access to these cycle indicators because you need them for this crucial period of the bull market. Because next year, we're going to fall into a bear market. And I know that everyone still expects us to go up. The reality is that 2026 will not be that positive year. And sure, we're going to have bounces supported by the cycle indicators, but the general trend will be bearish. And we're going to definitely fall below $100,000. Make the most amount of money as you can right now together with me. Get into Strategy Master, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.